about to start, alright? So what's up, YouTube? This is Dark Soul Productions yet back again with live reactions number 3. This is my third one so far. But this one's a little special because I had a friend pass away recently who was a childhood friend of mine named Mark. His name was Mark Anthony Urbina Jr. He went missing for more than a week. He was found a few days later dead in his car. And I want to say, may you rest in peace, brother. You were a great friend. You were always there for me, although we have made distance ourselves a little bit because our lives went different directions, but we still kept in contact. And I want to throw my shout outs to the Portilla family as well as the Jimenez family. My condolences to them. And I'm sorry that they're going through a very, very hard time. This video will be a remembrance to him. And today's theme is the paranormal. So let's see what we got on the list first. Let's see. No. 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 Oh. I saw that one already. I saw that too. Oh, let's see what we got here. No. Damn it. Where's all his stuff? Oh, so here. Ah, there it is. We'll start with 13 ghost videos that baffled experts. Seriously, go away.
These ghost videos have been baffling experts for a long time. They could be planned, but all of them seem to have at least one aspect that cannot be fully disproven. Number 13. The Haunted Finders crew is a two-man team ready to explore a supposedly cursed church. I just want to emphasize that there is one person holding the camera and one person talking, no one else.
It's just me and John here tonight.
About 12 minutes later, they get the feeling that they are being watched, a suspicion that is quickly verified on camera.
Right, so we've had some interesting stuff in the
I see that.
So we're moving.
You can see how the figure appears to be dressed in long flowing robes, almost like a monk or a priest would wear. Its face does not show much detail, and you never get to clearly see its eyes, nose, or mouth, not even when facing the camera. Their strange guardian seems to keep pace with them for a bit, as they briefly cross the bell tower,
clear as day.
Then it disappears again, this time for good.
Don't know what we're going to get, but we're going to try another spirit box session.
Number 12. A team of paranormal experts head to the abandoned county jail in Gonzales, Texas to prove it is really haunted. After exploring for a while, all of them agree that they are feeling an intense anger for no real reason. Finally, one of them decides to confront whatever is responsible for causing their heightened emotional state.
We've been feeling a lot of anger. and I want to know why.
The question is met with even greater anger in return.
You're right.
Oh
According
boy.
to them, an invisible
That's why you don't
hand
mess with
slides around
spirits.
his
You piss them
throat
off,
and really
they hurt ya.
squeezes. The retching noises he makes afterwards seems very real. He runs out of the building and his eyes appear red and watery immediately afterwards.
I feel the pressure right now on my neck.
Look at your man. You gotta see your eyes. I'm gonna flip the screen so you can see your eyes, man. Look at your eyes.
Damn.
Unless he is somehow able to give himself fully red eyes on command, all of this evidence makes me believe that this ghost incident could have been real. Number 11. This ghost video from Pakistan follows a paranormal expert named Sajjad Salim and his crew as they poke around an old building late at night. Eventually, they come across an apparition whose existence none of them have been able to explain ever since.
Oh shit, run!
Standing on the other side of the room is a hunched-over witch-like figure dressed in tattered clothing. She advances 3 steps and stares at them. Then what happens next baffles everyone. Watch this part and you'll see she instantly vanishes. The red arrow marks where she was standing only moments ago. There's not enough time for her to retreat into the doorway, yet she somehow disappears. Celine crosses the room and finds no one there, leaving him in a stunned silence. Number 10.
Okay, even I would be.
A YouTuber named Michael JP86 is recording a cemetery late at night to see if anything strange will happen. Sure enough, a mysterious light materializes in the distance. At first, they suspect it could be the headlights of oncoming traffic, but when no vehicles drive by, they realize, much to their horror, that the
Shit,
light
you
is
wouldn't
actually coming
catch
from
me in the
within
cemetery at 3 o'clock in the morning.
itself. According to Michael JP86, the rectangular shape shown here is actually a doorway made of pure light. Watch again in slow motion, and you'll see a small figure run into the doorway moments before the light fades away.
See, I've had an encounter like that back when I was in Mexico, like it was 2008, 2009. My grandmother and my auntie live on each side of the cemetery, so you have to cross the parking lot of the cemetery to get to my auntie's house, and then cross back to get to my grandmother's house. But it was some type of construction going, and I didn't want to go all the way around, so I tried to cut through the cemetery, and I got encountered by a little girl sitting on a tombstone. She turned around, and I see blood red eyes. I hightailed it out of there. About that. What? I don't know, I can't tell. Yeah, I'm live. Somebody's watching. Hello, Ashra. Nice of you to come in. Sorry, guys. I also have my son-in-law on call in my ear.
Cause the light to appear, and also what the shadow running into it was. Number 9. A person is recording at an old memorial site that is apparently haunted when something gets his attention. When they turn back around to record some more, they chance upon a girl dressed in modern clothes with long black hair covering her face and chest.
Holy
Then she's
snap.
gone. Something about
Yeah, I would run
seems
too.
natural and unplanned. I will admit that there's somewhat of a delayed reaction during the double take, but maybe whoever was recording could only see it on their screen and not in front of them. Or maybe this video is fake because the girl could have simply ducked out of sight. If the person recording had gone into the building and saw nothing, then I would be satisfied that this video is real.
Hello there, Star Dragon. Nice of you to come in.
This home in Villisca, Iowa is where an axe-wielding maniac
I see you
took the
watching.
lives of an entire family and 2 guests. Whoever did it was never brought to justice, and now, more than 100 years later, the restless spirits of those left behind have yet to find peace. A YouTuber named Lighthouse Music senses the spirit of children hiding in the closet and starts recording. She speaks in a nice tone and offers candy. Nothing happens for some time until... Then, as if further proof
At
was
that moment,
needed, the spirit of
put the house on fire.
commands.
Just a little bit further, or can you close it?
It even asked the child to open the door wider than before as a test, and it timidly seems to obey. But the part that really has me convinced is at the very end.
Just in case that was you, I'm going to do as promised. I'm going to leave you some candy. I'm going to leave it right here, over here on this chair for you, okay? Thank you.
Notice how the door shuts harder than any other time in the video as soon as the spirit gets what it wants. Maybe it could be a draft from a nearby window opening and closing the door, but this definitely seems like childlike behavior to me. Number 7. This 6-second video was taken back in 2010 and has been puzzling the YouTube community ever since. A YouTuber named Mark Grove reacts fast and manages to record no less than 3 specters filling the doorway to his living room. A closer look reveals what could be the spirits of a previous family that lived here. The one in the middle appears to be a child.
Huh? No, really, it's live. Yeah, I'm live, so.
Child with a large adult to the left and a medium-sized teenager to the right. Mark Grove claims to have seen a 4th ghost in this video, but I honestly don't. The one to the far left is apparently just a chair according to the description. So let me know what the 4th one is if you can see it. Number 6. A YouTuber named BR Henry 16 is deep in a Southern California mine when he sees a pale light off in the distance. The light doesn't have the intense brightness of modern electronics. Instead, it looks dim and swings at waist level, kind of like an old lantern would have. BR Henry 16 is sure that this is the spirit of a cave miner, and I would have to agree. Let me know if you think the same.
Maybe, because a lot of miners have died in the past in caves.
Number 5. These Snapchat videos were taken days after YouTuber Miss Brown 070809 and her co-worker decide to summon a spirit at her job for fun. She has felt constantly watched ever since. Maybe it's just a glitch, but the timing and movement of these Snapchat videos
that is no glitch. That's a spirit.
At times, it really does seem as if a spirit is responding to her without delay, like here, for example.
Where are you? I want to see you, please.
Look at how the ghost actually appears at eye level and follows the movement of a colleague.
It's here, dancing with them.
And when she pluralizes the word friend, more of them seem to come out of nowhere.
Friends, I need to say goodbye. Oh my god, you brought so many friends here. What?
I find it odd that multiple faces appear after she says friends. I'm not saying that these absolutely have to be spirits.
Yeah, it looks like an adult and a little kid.
Undeniably strange at the very least.
Judging by the size.
Number 4. A CCTV gym camera captures a slow-moving white object at 6 in the morning. The strange shape appears to float in midair and even slightly changes form at times. Paranormal or not, experts have been ultimately unable to determine the source of this fluttering figure. I guess it might be a piece of lint or something that got stuck on the lens of the camera, but the way it slowly sways without going anywhere makes me think that this really could be a classic haunting.
Maybe.
Number 3. The dated Livingstone Centre is a reportedly
Ooh, I heard of
haunted
this one.
museum in Glasgow, Scotland. As these paranormal investigators are about to discover for themselves, they aren't even finished setting up their equipment when the poltergeist activity begins. First, something falls in the darkness, and then a piece of equipment flips over in front of them. They go to where the other object.
Oh, really? Yours is haunted too?
One of the
Awesome.
velvet ropes has come unhooked by itself. Since we didn't see it happen on video, though, I guess we just have to take their word. Later, they head over to the chapel area where they think they see something move, but it's too dark to tell.
Is that person? Yeah.
When they take a picture of the corner of the chapel, however, this image of a shadow person is what they find. Number 2. This home in Bethel, Washington, has been overtaken by an evil force that refuses to go away. Paranormal experts from all over the world have been baffled by their findings, like this team for example. First, motion sensors repeatedly detect movement in areas where nothing is visible to the eye. What's especially weird is how the tripwires stop beeping whenever the investigators are near. Grunts, growls, and strange laughter echo throughout the house as well. Here's an example of the same laugh caught on multiple cameras.
Correct it a little bit better.
Damn.
All of the noises sound like they are the right distance away in each shot, so this is probably real. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills and I hope you're enjoying my narration. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. My new music video Stranger was recently released. Could I get your honest opinion on whether it's good or bad? Tap the circle icon in the top right corner. Then tap my music video to watch it. It's a proven fact that generosity makes you a happier person. So if you're generous enough to hit that subscribe button and the bell beside it, then thank you. This way you'll be notified.
Let's go to the next one.
Number 15.
Top 15 ghost sightings that need explaining.
It's late at night when a team of ghost hunters embark on the historic 17th century Wentworth Woodhouse in the English town of Rotherham. In search of the paranormal, they are walking around an old stable area when one of them hears footsteps and sees something. They rush down the hallway and try to get the spirit's attention, but it continues walking ahead and then disappears. I suppose that this could be a setup, and that this is just a member of their team, but look closely and you'll see that the figure appears to be completely transparent. Also, apparently these ghost hunters have been doing this for 15 years without really finding anything. That's a seriously long time, so I think if they were going to fake a stunt, then they would have done it way sooner. Number 14, Hugo's House of Horrors. A YouTuber named Hugo Blog is curiously poking around an old abandoned mansion with his friends in Houston as they search for nothing in particular. The crumbling estate looks like it could fall on their heads at any minute, but they bravely keep going in as deep as they dare. I don't speak any Spanish, but I can tell by their voices that they get weirded out by something and decide to leave. Later, they are all reviewing the video of their exploration, along with some digital pictures, when one still shot in particular grabs their attention. Can you see the silhouette of a girl peering at them through the railing? I definitely can. Another YouTuber named Luis Gomez says that he went there too, and that his camera picked up 2 children standing in a doorway looking at him, much like the photo you just saw. But this story gets much weirder than that. There's a bunch of text at the end of the video that says someone met their end in the house. Nobody was able to find the person responsible. I wasn't sure if I believed this story, so I did some Googling, and I managed to find the exact same text on a Houston police blotter. The police gave an address, and when I put it into Google Maps, it took me back to the house in the video. In other words, the story is real, and someone really did meet their end at this location. Nobody knows why. Needless to say, Hugo Blog has not been back since. Number 13, Bus 166. There's an old abandoned bus in the woods that's supposed to be haunted. According to legend, the school wanted to get rid of the bus after someone lost their life on the way home. It switched ownership a few more times before a ghost hunter purchased it for a low price. He's out randomly recording it one day when all of a sudden he hears this. The man recording says that he does not have any children and that he is on his large wooded property all by himself. I will say that the voice does sound like it's coming from inside of the bus, or at least someplace close. I guess he could have a daughter or something who is hiding inside, but probably not. Then, as he is walking closer to the bus, he suddenly hears this very clearly. This could be a prank, but it could also be the ghost of a girl who does not know that she has passed on. She apparently tries to get his attention by cheerfully saying hello, but he runs away, leaving her behind in her rotting bus. Number 12. This video comes from a YouTuber named Mike Robbins and his team of paranormal investigators. They are using a modified Kinect camera and special software to hunt ghosts while wandering around the basement of an old abandoned asylum when suddenly their equipment detects a major hit.
You come back and talk to us? Oh, there he is. Hi, buddy.
Hey.
Mike asks the ghost for its name, how long it's lived here, if it likes living here, and other questions, but gets no response. The spirit does not seem to want to cooperate.
Oh, no, he's leaving. Thank you. Or maybe tell him to go. I don't know.
It's hard to tell if the ghost is waving at them or shooing them away. If this is an insane asylum, then maybe this ghost just wants to be left alone. Then again, there's no real way to verify if the equipment really does work, so we'll never know for sure. Number 11. When a YouTuber
What? You haven't played World of Warships yet? Why the hell not? Playing World of Warships will allow you to walk on what?
named Blake Smith's Gaming Blitz claims to have been hearing paranormal sounds from his basement. His followers suggest that he leaves a camera downstairs and record what happens. He takes their advice, and this is what his phone supposedly picks up.
Oh, you're very welcome, Carmen Portilla.
The video goes on like that for over a minute, but he comes back and gets his phone. If this video is fake, then I personally don't know where he got these effects from. It doesn't sound like any movie I've seen or any game I've ever played. If you recognize the sounds from somewhere, or if you think this is real, then I definitely want to get your opinion. Here's another video from the same channel so you can hear it some more.
Hello?
Number 10. Barry can't breathe. According to a team of ghost hunters, this house in San Pedro, California has long been haunted by poltergeists who like to open cupboards, throw plates, change television channels, and linger in certain rooms until a mother and her 2 children felt uncomfortable enough to leave. A lot of events happened before the ghost hunters became involved, and therefore were never recorded, but it wasn't uncommon for red liquid to drip from the walls of this haunted home for no explainable reason. Here's a quick clip of this happening in real time before the team's very eyes.
Everyone just left except us. Things are starting to drip out of the cabinets. Nobody believes, but it's happening.
Eventually, the ghosts drive the mother and her children out of the home, and the ghost hunters volunteer to stay there and investigate for several months. One day, they hear 3 loud snapping noises coming from the attic and send a man named Barry to investigate. As he later recalls, something was up there waiting for them.
Hey, okay, buddy? No, what is that? Jack, what's behind you there? I don't know. What's on my neck?
Barry comes back down distraught and confused, now missing his glasses. Some kind of cord is wrapped around his neck, and he insists that something had tried to choke him upstairs in the attic. The investigation was called off not long after, out of a concern for the team's personal safety. Number 9,
I would have done the same thing.
Ghost Player. This video was taken during a live stream of a soccer match some years ago. I don't know anything about the history of the teams or the soccer field itself, but if this video is to be believed, then something paranormal must have been responsible for what happens next.
Oh, I see that.
A shadowy figure appears to be running full speed and then disappears. Like I said, no further information was provided, so please help me out if you know anything. Number 8. Billy's
There
dinner.
might have been a soccer
child
player
is
that died in
left
that
alone
stadium.
for just a moment, but still long enough for her to have a possible conversation with a ghost. Look across from her at the wrapped silverware in front of the glass and watch what it does as she speaks. The silverware moves all by itself shortly after she reminds an invisible person that this is not their dinner. She could be talking to an imaginary friend, but that doesn't explain how the object moved without being touched. The ghost appears to leave her alone after this brief interaction, and she happily resumes eating as if nothing happened. Exactly what it was planning to do to their food could be anyone's guess. Number 7. A team of ghost hunters are using a modified Kinect camera to capture paranormal presence in the historic Haunted Mansion in North Adams, Massachusetts. It was once owned by a wealthy businessman, but has since been converted to a Masonic temple and is believed to be haunted by otherworldly spirits. The person in green is one of the hunters, but listen to what they hear.
What was that?
You can really hear the voice when you put headphones on. Anyway, I think this video is real because in fake videos, they tend to talk one at a time and not all at once. But in this video, everybody convincingly talks over each other and reacts with genuine surprise. I'd like to hear what you think though. Number 6. The Ghost Infant. This video was taken from a live stream in someone's car. 2 friends are singing a popular song by Adele together and just goofing off one night while aimlessly driving. I can't play the clip with sound because the song is copyrighted, but pay attention to the baby seat in the back. It starts out obviously empty, as you can see here in the beginning. However, sometime during their singing, something slowly materializes behind them. Let me know if you can see a ghost child at this point. By the time they finally notice, you can already vaguely see the baby's mouth and other facial features. They are absolutely stunned and quickly turn off the stream without saying another word. I have no possible explanation for this video, besides maybe the shadows playing tricks on them. Still, that's a strange coincidence that begs for a further investigation.
Oh, I see it.
Number 5. Haunted Radio. There's not a lot of information available about this video, besides that it was broadcast live somewhere in Albania. 2 radio personalities are having a spirited discussion when suddenly they are interrupted by something that neither of them can explain.
Pjesa më e madhe janë pushim, do bëj shiroj në një ditë mrekullueshme që është për jashtë. Ç'është? Cześć, Iga.
Damn.
The newspaper flies up on its own in the middle of their conversation, and you don't have to speak the language to see the genuine surprise written all over the man's face as it happens. Still, I would really appreciate it if anyone who speaks Albanian could tell me what was being said, or tell me more about their show if you recognize them. I've watched this video many times, and I see no strings attached to the newspaper or anything like that. Obviously, it can't be magnets either. So if it's not magnets or string, then what could it possibly be besides a haunting? Number 4, Alcatraz.
Oh,
The man is walking
Alcatraz.
around the infamous Alcatraz when he picks up 2 possible paranormal encounters. I'll start with the weirdest one first. He is inspecting a row of holding cells when a loud voice seems to call out to him with a single question. It sounds to me as if the deep voice is asking one simple word: why? The second possible encounter occurs as he is entering another part of the prison. Listen to this strange and haunting laugh.
Oh shit.
This one has a fairly reasonable explanation. Alcatraz is on an island, so maybe this was a bird call echoing off the prison's walls. I can't tell for sure, so let me know what you think about these 2 events. Number 3, Weldon Paranormal. An Xbox Kinect is probably the last thing that you would ever expect to use to capture a ghost, but that's what Keith Weldon apparently did on his channel called Weldon Paranormal. This ghost hunter received a call to investigate paranormal activity at an antique store in Rockland, California, so he packed up his equipment and headed over. The owner of this shop believed that a spirit was attached to an antique piece of furniture. To find the ghost, they used a Kinect camera that's hooked up to a laptop using special ghost hunting software. The software uses the Kinect's motion sensing capabilities to detect and map out any invisible forms in the room. Nothing is happening at first, so after a while, they decide to play old music that's from the same time period as the haunted furniture. Sure enough, they capture a ghost apparently dancing behind them.
It has that figure over there, and it's like it's dancing. Like, literally, like, got rhythm and, like...
When they turn the music off, they try to interact with the ghost some more. If this
Oh,
spirit
damn.
is real, then it could be the first time
That's a scary thought.
true human-to-ghost interaction has ever been recorded. I don't understand the technology behind this equipment, so I can't say if it's real or fake, but if you're a ghost hunting expert and can verify this footage, then...
What you're about to see may be difficult to watch. It's a real accident, caught on tape.
Please let me know. Number 2, the kitchen mist. A man is cooking in his kitchen when a black mist appears behind him. Look for it on the left side of your screen. The man has his back turned and does not seem to notice what's going on behind him. What's especially strange is how the black mist starts to back away from the door when the man heads into the other room. Once the homeowner is safely out of view, the mist turns very dark and quickly darts in front of the doorway. No clear explanation has ever been provided, though I'd like to hear yours. Whatever the thing is, it's never been reported again since. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills, and I hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you've ever been curious as to what I look like in real life, then follow me on Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT with underscores instead of spaces. I also have a Twitter at YT_chills where I post video updates. I'd really appreciate it if you followed me, and feel free to send me a DM if you have any questions or suggestions. Also, I recently created a subreddit where you can submit videos and stories for future lists. It's r/Chills Narrator, and the link is in the description below. It's a proven fact that generosity makes you a happier person, so if you're generous enough to hit that subscribe button and the bell beside it, then thank you. This way you'll be notified of the new videos we upload every Tuesday and Saturday. If English isn't the only language you speak and you're interested in getting a shout out, click more, then add translations. By translating the video, not only will more people be able to watch it, but a link to your channel will be added in the description. Number 1. Here's another strange basement video that doesn't seem to have any good explanation. Besides the paranormal, a YouTuber named David's Ghost Cams has recently installed a brand new smoke and carbon monoxide detector that seems to be acting quite strangely. First of all, it only goes off when he is downstairs. Second, it tells him that the carbon monoxide levels are at 0%, which means it shouldn't be going off at all. Finally, it tells him to get out of his home.
Okay, so we're going to go downstairs, and I'm going to show you what happened the other night.
Look what happens as soon as he steps foot in the basement. Keep in mind that this alarm has not gone off since the last time he went downstairs. There's obviously no smoke to speak of. This, combined with other weird happenings, has David convinced that his basement is quite haunted. David explains that he once had a house guest who stayed in the basement over 3 months before taking his life. Everyone was surprised. Ever since then, David has noticed things in the house moving around by themselves, strange noises, and most recently, the faulty smoke alarm. Even stranger is that how, as soon as David starts talking about the smoke alarm again, it goes off on its own for a second time. The only explanation I have for this video is that somehow David is manually testing the smoke detector himself and blaming it on a ghost as a prank. However, all of the smoke detectors I've ever seen requires you to physically press a button. This one really does seem to be going off all by itself. This brings me to an interesting point. If David's house guest was a friend, then why would he be telling him to leave his home? Perhaps there is some sort of danger. Perhaps he is trying to warn David of a gas leak or an impending fire. I guess only time will tell. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because we upload new countdowns every Tuesday and Saturday. Or if you're still not convinced, here are some of our other videos that I think you'd like. Enjoy!
Let's see, what's next?
That's not a client's car. It's mine. Total. In a head-on collision. I know what it's like to be in a serious auto accident. I've been there. And I'll be there for you, too. That's why we take each case so personal and fight so hard to win for our clients. Real experience. That's the Burst Advantage. 1-800-CALL-SAM.
Oh, let's watch this one.
Next time you do this, you could do this.
Ten terrifying recordings of paranormal activity.
10 terrifying recordings of paranormal activity. Number 10, Jimmy's World Grill and Bar. Located within a shopping mall in the UK, this popular restaurant has never really had any strange occurrences reported before, but certain members of the staff from this specific restaurant have said that sometimes when it's late at night they do hear strange noises in certain parts of it. In 2013, however, something happened. This footage was taken from a security camera within the restaurant, and it shows a woman finishing her meal and walking away. What happens next can't be explained, and even another customer notices it. Check it out. Now, I'm very skeptical when it comes to stuff like this, and I wouldn't show you guys something without the possibility of myself believing in it first. If it is a hoax, it's a damn good one. But what makes this so believable to me is the fact that when the plate crashed, this woman turned around and looked as if she heard what happened, while her friend kept talking to her. If they were both in on it, I would think they would have both stopped together and looked. If this was a hoax and streams were used, I'm not sure how that would have worked either, because the woman, when she got up to leave the table, walked in front of where the cables could have been pulling the menu and plate. However, looking back at the footage, she doesn't seem too worried about her footing when she leaves. Could it be real? The manager commented on the issue. The customer who heard the crash brought the situation to his attention. He says, "When we heard about the footage, we thought it was a setup and staff having a bit of fun. However, we have been assured that this wasn't the case, and on further inspection of the footage, we cannot explain how this happened. Is it a publicity stunt? The restaurant already seems fairly popular. What do you guys think?" Number 9, The Office Ghost. In 2012, in the city of Manchester, located within the UK, the Castlefield House office building on Liverpool Road had something strange happen on the building's security cameras. The clips show an empty office building coming alive at night around 3 a.m. as chairs and papers fly across the room, computers turn on and off, shadows glide across the walls, and something continuously jiggles a door handle while it all happens, as if whatever it is trying to get out. The full duration of the footage is 5 minutes long, so I can't show you guys everything, but you can find a link to the original video down in the description. For now, take a look at a piece of the footage with me and tell me what you guys believe.
Oh, that's hard to believe. Because I've seen that in video games all the time. That's what expected.
This building is in fact dubbed by the public as Manchester's most haunted office block, and it's home to dozens of companies including several finance and PR firms, but it's highly debatable if the footage is real. As far as I can tell, I can't see any way that it's fake. Scott McKinnon, however, would have a different opinion. He runs Phoenix Paranormal Investigation from his home in Denton, UK, has for 20 plus years, and he believes the footage is fake. If you'd like to know why, check out the article on the matter down in the description. But what do you think? Is this fake? Number 8, Nightcrawlers. In 2008, CCTV footage was released on YouTube and it went viral. What it showed was some sort of creature or paranormal entity walking on 2 legs with only a head, no arms, and no torso. The footage was later disregarded as it was too compressed and pixelated to tell whether or not it had been tampered with, although most said it looked too real to be CGI. 3 years later, in 2011, a couple was having trouble with break-ins near Yosemite National Park in California, so they pointed their security camera toward the driveway, and what they captured was very similar to the footage in 2008. Take a look.
There's 2 now. Damn.
Still don't believe? Well, apparently these stick-like creatures had a link to ancient Native American Indians, as you can see carvings out of trees that were done by them hundreds of years ago. Now what do you think?
Interesting.
Number
They might
7.
still be
the
around.
Mine. This next piece of footage was caught by a man named Frank, who is an abandoned mine explorer that uploads all of his footage to his YouTube channel. He has explored over 100 mines, but has never encountered anything as creepy as what he found in the abandoned Horton mine located within Nevada. Frank is not a paranormal investigator and never has been. He is used to the atmosphere of abandoned mines, but this one was different. Judging by his other videos, there's no reason to believe that this video was a hoax. The footage speaks for itself, so take a look.
I don't know why that one chain is swinging back there. Don't know if you can see that in the video or not. Yeah, this mine definitely has a very spooky vibe to it. So I'm gonna head back out and check out the other stuff that's here. This is just too wet and too muddy. And obviously something is making the chains swing. So time to get the hell out of here.
Now, if that wasn't weird enough, the following year, Frank went back to the Horton mine and ventured in deeper. What happens next, whether it's real or not, is for you to decide.
Here's the ore pass with all the cascading water, and look. What the fuck is that? But there was a sudden blast of cold air, and I'm getting out of here.
Okay.
Number 6, YouTuber Mellowbird. If you haven't heard of Mellowbird, he's a popular YouTuber who has uploaded many videos displaying what he believes to be a poltergeist within his house that he says is haunted. In this video, you can see him sitting at his table with an Ouija board and an electromagnetic field detector, which is believed to tell when ghosts are near. The EMF detector spikes, and what happens next can't be explained. His videos seem too good to be true, but he has also made many videos debunking others' disbelief. Check out the footage and tell me what you think.
Hi guys, happy Halloween. We're going to try this again. Didn't look out too well last time. I did like this. If you didn't see what happened last time, then I'll annotate the fire up there somewhere. 1, 2.
Whoa.
I know. I'm tempted to run out the garden. I can't do it too loud. Noise is going on. Alright, that's pretty good. The poor request analogy. That's terrible. God, I'm tired.
Number 5, The Flying Girl.
Yeah, like, fuck you.
Now, there is little to no information about this one, and it still creeps me out. In 2009, a video was uploaded to YouTube titled Flying Girl in Russian Wood by a channel that has never been active since. In the description, all it says is, I have recorded this video while going for a long walk with my dog. I can't explain what happened here. I was very surprised. I didn't expect to meet anyone because I was in the woods. Take a look. After stabilizing the footage, I noticed something strange. If you really look at the little girl that appears to be levitating, she keeps looking around at the ground as if she doesn't know what's causing her to levitate. This only leaves 3 possibilities. 1, this whole video is a hoax. 2, the mother is somehow controlling the levitation. Or 3, there's a third entity here. But ghosts cannot levitate people, right? I thought only demons could do that.
I don't know. Spirit worlds are quite mysterious.
Number 4, the cemetery girl. This video comes from a celebrity individual who was a part of a reality TV show hosted somewhere in Mexico. It shows a man exploring a cemetery around 1:30 a.m., searching for a ghost that is rumored to have been spotted there on numerous occasions. He gets his wish.
Entonces, ¿es cosa mía? No, estoy bien mal. No seas idiota. ¿Qué es esto, güey? No está mal lógico de niño llorando en un cementerio a las 12 de la noche. Bueno, más. A la 1:30. ¿Me escuchar? ¿Alguien ahí? Amiga, ¿cómo te llamas? Amiga. Niña. Ay, no seas imbécil.
He said, peace out.
¡Conectes! ¡Venga! ¡Venga, güey! ¡Venga, güey! ¡Por favor!
Perhaps the creepiest part about the footage is the girl's scream while he's running away. Number 3, the body of a pig. In 2007, a video was posted to the internet by paranormal investigator Devin Raymond. He doesn't say where the video was recorded other than a secret location somewhere in England, and he also refuses to say who he was with, claiming that his association with the group he investigated with ended due to reasons he cannot legally disclose. The video highlights an effect known as electronic voice phenomenon, or EVP, which are believed to be spirit voices captured on a recording device. Devin and his friend received one. And after Devin investigates the footage and pictures that he and his friend took later on, he finds this. Number 2, the child. This one is definitely my own personal favorite because of the reaction. The reaction is so realistic, and it's definitely how I would have reacted too. What the video shows is a man opening a door that leads to some sort of corridor. I'm not sure if it's a part of his house, or if he's in an apartment building. In fact, there is little to no information about this video at all, which is mostly why I think it's so creepy. What the man finds outside his door can't be explained. Take a look.
He said, fuck that.
Number 1. The Rake. The rake might be paranormal or it might be a living animal. It is described by original reports as a naked man or large hairless dog of some sort with a body position that seems unnatural, as if it had been hit by a car. The creator of the original account of the rake is yet unknown. According to accounts, the rake was written of on 4 different continents and was first described in the 12th century, around 1100 to 1200 AD, but provides actual testimony from the year 1691 at the earliest. A mariner's log from 1691 says, "He came to me in my sleep. From the foot of my bed I felt a sensation. He took everything. We must return to England. We shall not return here again at the request of the rake." The next earliest is an account from the 1800s where it cites a Spanish journal entry describing it as having hollow eyes. Following that is a 1964 suicide note mentioning the rake, and the accounts go on. Supposedly, the rake lives within dense forests. This theory came about when a man left his camera in a forest in Louisiana. When he returned, the camera had been destroyed, but the memory card was intact, and this image was recovered and was later featured on the news. Then, as the years went by, more people began searching for the rake and finding it, but none of the evidence was more compelling than a routine telescopic camera search in Liverpool back in April of 2011. The Northwest Water Company spotted something unusual lurking around down there on 3 separate occasions. Take a look.
Damn. That is some creepy shit.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If the video entertained you in any sort of way, it would mean the world to me if you would take a couple seconds just to give it a like if you choose to, because it really would get it out there for others to see, and that would help me out quite a bit. I had so much fun making this video, but I won't lie, while I was up late at night making it, it kind of freaked me out, and hopefully it freaks some of you out too. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter or Snapchat to stay up to date with the latest updates on what future videos will be about, and if you know what I should count down next, post it in the comment section and I will try and make it happen. Have a good day or night. Thanks, guys.
What's in this one? 10 mysterious secret rooms
With so many
found
patterns, colors, and
people's
sizes to choose
houses.
from, you'll want a shag rug in every room. Pile height measures thickness and comfort. Higher pile shags are perfect for bedrooms. Shags also reduce noise, making your home calmer. Shop thousands of shag rugs on Wayfair.com.
Attention homeowners. Can we use your home to showcase our next generation metal roofing system? Watch this important message now for full details. Erie Metal Roofs is looking for a limited number of homeowners to try our next generation metal roofing.
Whether you buy a house or rent an apartment, you'd still expect to know everything there is to know about the place either way. Like, how many rooms there are, if the place has a garage, whether the basement is finished or not. But some places have rooms that people didn't even know about. And when those rooms are finally revealed, creepy things are usually found. Make sure to keep watching until the end to hear about the man who installed trapdoors in his house to drop his unsuspecting victims into the basement. Let's take a look at 10 mysterious secret rooms people found inside their house.
Oh, the riches. Nice.
Do you ever get the feeling that you're not alone in your house? Well, that feeling might get worse after hearing this first story. Imgur user 2ByteBrownie posted a series of images back in 2013 about a bookshelf in their parents' room. 2ByteBrownie had been living in the house for about a year at this point, and they always assumed that the bookshelf was built into the wall. But while messing around with their brother, they accidentally pulled the bookshelf out away from the wall. What was found behind the bookshelf was nothing short of terrifying. It revealed a spiral staircase that didn't seem to lead anywhere in particular. But about halfway down the staircase, they found a crawl space and decided to crawl into it. Bad idea. Deep inside the crawl space, they found items that indicated that someone was squatting in their house. There was a white blanket in the space and empty candy wrappers, which 2ByteBrownie claimed was Halloween candy taken from their room. The siblings also found an elephant sculpture, a key that they'd never seen before in their lives, and 2 creepy dolls. While it's possible that this might have all been an elaborate hoax, many people were enraptured by this story.
What? I didn't know what you said.
Have you ever had homemade applesauce?
No.
2ByteBrownie even gave an update to let everyone know that the police speculated that whoever was living there had done so on a temporary basis. But maybe you identify more as someone who feels like there's something special about your house, just like Pennsylvanian resident Alexandra Poulos did. As a child, she would often dream about finding secret rooms hidden in her house. And after taking the house over for her father and renting it out for extra cash, she realized that her dreams were closer to reality than they seemed. While some workers were executing repairs in the home's basement, they found something strange. A large hole in the basement floor revealed a room below the house that was at least 14 feet deep. Alexandra's father once encountered a neighbor that told him there was a room underneath their basement, but the family never looked into it further. As it turns out, this secret room was used to hide people who'd run away back in the day. Alexandra's home was a safe house that was part of the Underground Railroad network.
What? You haven't played World of Warships yet? Why the hell not? Playing World...
These people get to safety in Canada. After contacting the local historical society about her find, Alexandra learned that her town was known for being an abolitionist hub back in the day. Since the homeowners who helped the escapees were breaking the law, they had to make sure that these rooms were well out of sight, which is why Alexandra's family had no idea it existed for nearly half a century. Now, imagine renting out an apartment and being told by your landlord that there might be a secret room hidden somewhere in your new place. Well, that's exactly what happened to a group of Norwegian students. While studying for their exams, the students needed a break and decided to go searching for the room. They looked around the attic but didn't find anything at first. After a while, they managed to figure out that a part of one of the walls could be moved. Behind this wall was a small room that possibly dated back to World War II. Inside the decrepit room was a map of Europe, an alarm that would light up, and a handwritten sign that read, "If you have a bad stomach, you do not have access," in a foreign language. While the students didn't know what the room was used for at first, Reddit users had a few suggestions. Some speculated that it could have been used as a hideout for Jewish people during World War II. But after speaking to a few local historians, it was revealed that the room was used as a secret newspaper press during the occupation, roughly between 1944 and March 1945. The printing press had to move out of the attic after officials started to investigate it. While the internet freaked out over this creepy picture of a doll shoe that the students also posted, it reportedly wasn't found inside the room. While they were glad to find a room with such historical value, we're sure that Reddit user Lumberjack wished that he never found this room hidden in his house. A few weeks after moving into his property, he found a crawl space in his attic that led to a locked door. He thought that it was a bit weird that the crawl space had a bunch of carpets laid down around it, but didn't really think much of it. After managing to unlock the door, he found a room that was covered in soundproofing material and plastic white tarps. The room also had a small raised area in the middle that looked to be the size of a single bed. He found a briefcase filled with envelopes full of money from different countries. He also found a black safe, and here's where things get creepy. The safe was filled with VHS tapes, and one of them had "No" written multiple times all over it. There was even a piece of paper that read, "Save yourself." Many people believe this to be nothing more than an elaborate prank, and the story eventually went dark. But according to Lumberjack himself, whatever was found on those tapes was being investigated by the authorities, who asked for him to take down his original post. While we don't know what exactly he saw on the tapes, we're going to nickname this hidden room the Dexter Crawl Space. Lumberjack may not have to move out of his house due to his discovery, but we're sure it left a bad taste in his mouth. Sadly, Jason and Carrie Brown were not so lucky. After finding a foreclosed house for sale in Greenville, South Carolina for just $75,000, they thought that they had hit the jackpot. But when they started to renovate the place, these happy homeowners found a hidden passage behind some bookshelves that led to an unhappy situation. The corridor led to a room that had a note sitting inside of it, waiting to be read. The note said, "You found it. Hello. If you're reading this, then you found the secret room. I owned this house for a short while, and it was discovered to have a serious mold problem. One that actually made my children very sick, to the point that we had to move out. After hiring an environmental engineer to test the air quality, high levels of toxic black mold and other molds were found. The previous owner had left the message hidden away because he wanted to warn the next owners about the life-threatening issue. He knew that if the realtor had found the note in plain sight, it would have been thrown away. Luckily for the Browns, the Federal National Mortgage Association bought the house back for its original selling price. Are you feeling freaked out yet? Don't worry, we're gonna lighten things up a bit with this.
Well guys, I'm ending this live stream here. It was nice having you guys watch, and make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and watch out for my next reaction. I'll be making a poll soon to see what next theme should be for the next live stream. So stay tuned and keep an eye out. This is Dark Soul out, and I'll see you on the next episode.